Are you concerned about them staying healthy? Because it feels like injuries always
San Francisco?
with San Francisco.
Healthy. And that matters, let's be fair. When healthy,
When San Francisco is healthy,
the San Francisco 49ers are easily the best team in the league.
that's the best roster, and it's the best coach team in the NFL.
Yeah, no shit. Isn't that true for every NFL team? Two things I want to talk about. The national NFL media and their punditry around why Brock Purdy is not getting enough credit. And also, what makes this team so goddamn special. Let's get into it, y'all. Yo, okay. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Ryan Tigey, back in action in front of a camera and a microphone. Two things we need to discuss about what's going on with the national media and what makes this team, this 49er team, so special. As you saw in the intro video, all the national media pundits with the caveat of if they stay healthy, if they stay healthy, if they stay healthy, this team's the best in the NFL. That has been absolutely driving me nuts, which is why I'm on here venting a little bit of no shit, dude. Isn't that the fact and the truth for every NFL team? You're telling me if the Miami Dolphins, who are currently the #1 seed in the AFC, if they lost Tyreek, they would do fine without him? I don't understand why they keep having to say the caveat of if they stay healthy. It's like, so they all have a way of backing out on claiming the Niners being the best team, Niners should go to the Super Bowl with that caveat. And it's been driving me fucking nuts. So just had to put that out there. No fucking shit. It's the NFL. Every year we get into the NFL, they talk about injuries. If they happen, when they happen, and if the team can withstand those injuries. Well, we've already seen Trent and Debo be out. Coincidence or not, happen to be in our 3-game losing streak. Since they've been back, we have been rolling. So that's number one. Another thing is I don't get it why Brock Purdy continuously gets disrespected and the credit he deserves. I understand he's currently the favorite to win NFL MVP, the odds makers, but one thing I continuously hear about is not giving Brock Purdy enough credit as he plays quarterback. This 49ers team is by far, in a way, it's not even close, not even debatable, won't debate it, that this is the best team that Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch have had in their tenure. And I think a big factor as to why Brock Purdy isn't getting the credit he deserves, and I've said this previously, if our 3rd overall pick a few years ago, Trey Lance, was doing what Brock Purdy's doing right now, oh my God, it would be night and day conversation. He's the best. He's next in line. He's a top tier quarterback. Whereas Brock, he gets credit, but a lot of credit gets taken away due to the weapons and team he has around him, along with the play caller, which I think is absolute bullshit. If you look at any good quarterback on any team, a lot of it has to do with the plays that are getting called and the playmakers around him. So this is not something new. When you look historically up until present day, quarterbacks typically do better when they have better people around them. And the thing I think that is basically putting fuel to the fire in this madness of giving Brock not as much credit is even players are talking about it. Let's hear what Micah Parsons had to say most recently following the Eagles win about Brock Purdy.
Look at, what Purdy's doing. Purdy is playing great football for a second-year QB regardless. I think, but the thing about it, I think his playmakers are just making better plays. If you see Debo's runs, those are quick passes. Yes, he's getting it to him. But honestly, sometimes, truth about it or not, and I am talking crazy right now.
Yeah. You are.
I am talking crazy right now.
Yeah, we agree.
And I'm talking very crazy.
Yep. Noted.
I truly believe I could be Tyreek Hill's quarterback.
Okay.
Micah.
Yeah. I could throw it up to Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
I could throw a screen pass to Debo. Yeah. And this might be the crazy Madden side of me, but these players are just that good. Christian McCaffrey's just that good.
Okay.
If I get the ball out to Christian McCaffrey in space, he's going to make someone miss. He's going to make a play happen for him.
Just throwing it right
Same
there.
thing with
It's
Debo.
easy.
Yeah.
Ayuk, Kittle, they're great playmakers. If you watch that game,
Sure.
they were able to make people's miss and obviously make big plays off of it. Small pass, precise passes,
Got it.
kept in front of them. You look at the pass chart, right? Those aren't hard passes. They're good passes.
Okay.
But those players are really
They're not
freaking
hard.
good at what they do.
Yeah.
They're some of the
Not that
best.
hard. Yeah, some of they
these
are.
players top 5 at their position.
That's right.
Okay.
But they're just super good. And that's just what they do.
So that's what I'm talking about. Players, current players, talking that way about Brock Purdy, about basically a linebacker defensive end can make the throws that Purdy's been throwing and running the offense. That, I think, plays a big role into why there's always asterisks next to Brock Purdy's name when he's getting talked about. And we all know that's absolute bullshit. Everyone knows how detailed Shanahan's offense is. Obviously, Shanahan does have an effect because he is such a good play caller. But the amount of throws that Brock Purdy has made that very few quarterbacks could make in the NFL today just seems to get forgotten. So we need to stop listening to these national media pundits who casually keep their eyes on the 49ers. And then because they have a big platform, they get to talk about their opinions, which goes out to the masses, even though they don't watch the 49ers intimately like a lot of us do. Let's go on and pivot to topic 2. What makes this team so special? There are a couple key things that I just wanted to make it known about what I think this makes this team so goddamn special. Number 1 is the effort. The effort that players play with when they don't have the ball. We all know the playmakers that are on the squad, all pros, pro bowlers, but the effort that they play with when they don't have the ball. The most recent example is the last Debo touchdown in the Philadelphia Eagle games, where he was running basically a little flare screen to the right, and how he puts his hands up, literally getting the outside linebacker to take just a couple steps in the wrong direction. So then when Debo got past the tunnel screen to the left, that linebacker on the outside that bit on Christian McCaffrey's fake, he was the one that was going to make that tackle, but he ultimately didn't. And that is all due to Christian McCaffrey's effort without the ball. That is one example of many, but that's definitely something that people should pay attention to. Just like as we do with the blocking downfield, Kittle taking on 2 guys for another Debo touchdown, the receivers blocking downfield, Juan Jennings always laying hat and very rarely gets the ball, or will get the ball, once or twice per game. It is unbelievable with the effort that they play in. And that's due to John Lynch, the people that he brings into the building, and Kyle Shanahan and his staff and the way they coach. The second, the play calling. As you could see in the last game against the Philadelphia Eagles, Kyle Shanahan made a strategic effort to attack Hassan Reddick. I don't think I've ever seen that screen that Kittle took when he chip blocked Reddick, caught the pass, and took it for like 30 yards. Shanahan knows what the defense is going to do, how they're going to try to attack them. And what does he do? He dials up plays that no one can expect from the same formations that they see earlier in the game, and then it hits, and it hits big. That is one thing oftentimes it gets forgotten when Kyle Shanahan is calling plays, and sometimes they don't look like they're good plays, like they get a yard, they may not get any yards, they may go negative. It could simply be because, we didn't execute on that play, but also what is Shanahan doing? Shanahan is a mastermind when it comes to this. He builds up plays. It's almost like he's writing a story the entire game to set up things for later and later. He is always thinking ahead, and then oftentimes gets forgotten. So just next time you see potentially a bad play, just try and think about that. It could just be a setup for a big shot later in the game. Outside of just the play calling in Kyle's scheme, and the vast majority of the time, how many examples have we seen where there is not another defender within sometimes 10, 15 yards of the guy catching the ball? And that is because Kyle Shanahan's scheme. The third thing, Shanahan trusts Purdy like he has never trusted any other San Francisco 49er quarterback that he has had on the team. He may have had this level with Matt Ryan during his MVP year in Atlanta, but he, without question, he understands Brock Purdy is the best quarterback he has had, and it shows by the level of trust. Don't forget about what it was like when Jimmy G was quarterback. 90% of the time when he would let the ball go, if it wasn't a short, quick hit and it was a deeper pass, you'd be holding your breath like, oh shit, is this one going to be intercepted? That's not how it is with Brock. I don't ever think that, actually. And Kyle Shanahan knows that, knows his quarterback, and it shows. It was clear in the Philly game, Kyle Shanahan came out aggressively in passing. That game, he schemed more around the pass than he did the run. And as I mentioned in my other video, the one leading up to the Philly game, it was going to be a big wide receiver game, in my opinion. And I also mentioned that I think he would be starting out throwing the ball. Kyle doesn't do that because everything is predicated off the run in this offense. Kyle doesn't do that unless he has 100% faith that Brock Purdy can make all the throws for all the plays that he has schemed up that he thinks will work. And it shows clear as day, almost every game, how much Kyle Shanahan trusts him and lets the leash off when it comes to passing. A nice segue to that is also the fact that Brock Purdy is spreading around the ball. If you've watched any diagnosis of breakdowns of Brock Purdy's play, he doesn't just always go off, doesn't always throw the ball based on his first and second read. No. He will throw the ball, and he's aggressive when he takes his shots, just like he did in the last Seattle game when he hit Brandon Ayuk, layered the throw in between 3 or 4 Seahawks defenders that were in deep zone coverage, and he just layered in there. That wasn't his first read, but he took the shot, and my God, it was a beauty. Brock Purdy has spread the ball around, so you can't just say it's all scheme and just simple reads that he's doing. And when you look at that, BA, Debo, and Kittle each have 4 games when they're the leading receiver. It is just night and day being able to watch with Brock Purdy under center and what he's doing now versus what we had experienced previously. Fun fact, when you just look at the Philly game, the 49ers scored 6 touchdowns, 6 in 3 quarters, going up against a team that was 10-1 and on the road. That is dope. And then the last thing about what makes his team so special, I guess I should have just prefaced this with it being an offensive side of the conversation because I haven't even touched on the defense, which I will in other videos, but I'm just so impressed with this offense now. The Christian McCaffrey effect, not only in his effort when he doesn't get the ball, but his multi-use role that he has the ability of doing. It is not normal for other running backs. Just watch the games across the league. It's not normal for running backs on other teams to be running legit wide receiver routes throughout the entire route tree. Anything that they need Christian to run, he can do it. And he's a legit threat because he doesn't drop the ball. And that one where he did that wheel route, that was improvised by him and Purdy on the sideline. When they ran that play earlier, Christian mentioned something to Brock saying, I'm going to take it this way. And what did he do? Brock played with unbelievable anticipation, threw the ball before Christian had even gone up the field, and then dropped an absolute bucket to CMC for a big play on 3rd down. When you look at Christian McCaffrey, the fact that he's such a threat in the pass game, that's what is just another layer of what makes this team so fucking special. And then I'd be remiss without talking about what Trent Williams means to this team. By far and away, still the best left tackle in the NFL, not even a question. The shit that he did to Jalen Carter, swatting him to the ground with the old vet move, how quick he is, how fast he can get to the second level. Trent Williams is a godsend to the 49ers about how that dude plays football and how fucking good he is at left tackle. And you could see it. Where did we run when we play a stout defensive front? We run to the left. Why? Why wouldn't you? So that's it, y'all. Just wanted to wrap it up. Had to let this shit be known to everybody that watches. Things to think about, things to watch for, and just I've been getting fed up with the national media punditry and how they talk about not the Niners, but specific players, more so about Brock Purdy and not getting the credit he deserves. The dude's a fucking stud, and he has the highest odds to win MVP for a reason, which I appreciate. At least Vegas understands. And now we are on to Seattle, and it is going to be a good one. Thankfully, it's at home. It's going to be loud, and it's going to be fun as hell. I think this game is going to be a Pete Carroll bag game. He is going to bring out every trick, anything that he can do. They are in dire need of a win, so just nothing is off the table. Fake punts, trick plays, you name it. I think it's going to happen this game because they need a win. Unfortunately for them, Brock Purdy's never lost to the Seahawks, and they're running into a fucking brick wall with the boys absolutely buzzing. Excited to watch this game. We need to get this win to make the Sunday night football game, Eagles at Dallas. That will give us the ability to get into the #1 seed if Philly goes down. So can't wait. Another great Sunday of football. Like, subscribe, comment, hit me up. See you guys next time. Peace.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up.